Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Come to the end of the show. It's time to kind of get into our rants and our closings. We appreciate everybody that's been hanging in there with us, those folks listening to us on MixLR and, of course, on globalscaleradio.net. It's because of you guys that we are, in fact, the highest rated show on globalscaleradio.net and have been since we debuted in December of 2011. So we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Martin Luther King Day, Inauguration Day, 2013. I want to take this opportunity to thank our special guest. Jay Grizzly has left the building, so we won't be hearing from him in this segment, but we still got comedian Sylvia Mitchell in the building with us, and it's going to be her time to give us her final word. Sylvia?
All right. Thank you so much for having me again, Marcus. I really enjoyed this. This is an awesome show. Again, everyone, I'm comedian Sylvia Mitchell, also known as QB of RIC. It stands for Queen B of Richmond, if you know what that V means. Please find me on Facebook at Sylvia Mitchell. Also follow my fan page, QB of RIC on Facebook. I'm at QB of RIC on Twitter. I'm co-hosting and performing at a Purple Party February 2nd in Petersburg, Virginia. If you would like info about tickets or where it is, please go to my Facebook page. The flyer is my profile pic. Please support Peace Clothing. I'm the marketing rep. Support the owner, Robert GPA Edwards. Peace Clothing stands for Please Educate All Children Equally. It's a motivational movement through fashion. MGC, please contact Robert Edwards, 873-0848 if you want any of those clothes, and we do have kids' clothes and adults' clothes. Peace.
Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. Sylvia. We really appreciate you joining us. Definitely brought a lot to the show. We appreciate your presence as we told you offline. Certainly welcome anytime you got something going on or anytime you just want to come and kick it with the fellas. And that's from the heart. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. It's time for your main man, Colin Banks, to drop his final words. Colin's Corner.
You know, I watched the inauguration today. I had a ball doing it. Actually did it with the whole family. Kind of like did some laundry in the background while I was doing it because, you know, saw it last year, but it was good to see it again for the second time. The funny thing, or I won't say funny, the irony of certain shows being on television while that was going on was interesting. When I was watching HBO at first, and then it said to me, oh, wow, the inauguration's on. Let me change to that. But guess what was on HBO at that time? Red Tails. Well, I had also been watching Stars prior to that, and of all movies to be watching was Ali was on. And I'm sitting here like, this is very, very interesting that you have two movies that talk about racism, black equality, black movements, both going on at the same time that you had the inauguration going on. Which also gets me to another statement that Marcus J. pointed out earlier. Today we're recognizing Martin Luther King's birthday. Happy belated because it was last week. President Obama got inaugurated today. So I'm sitting here wondering, was all this planned at one point or another, or was it just coincidence? And granted, the president's supposed to get sworn in on the 21st day of every given month, if I'm not right. 20th, whatever. Yeah, same thing. But it was just amazing that you had four coincidences taking place at the same time. Now, if I was a gambling man, okay, yes, I am a gambling man. But had I known what numbers to play today, I would have played those numbers. I might have hit for a little bit, which would have been, you know, a nice little chump change in my pocket, pay off my mortgage or something like that. So that was just one of those little coincidences that I just saw, and thought it was very interesting to see a lot of black history items taking place, or movies, genres, whatever, going on, and that was a good thing. Now, I do want to know one thing, if anybody can tell me. Did Fox News really go off today? Because I saw somewhere where it was going to not broadcast from like 11:30 to 12:30 or something because of site maintenance or whatever. So, I don't know. But, you know, Fox News doesn't like the president, so that's just
they're not on my radar.
They ain't on my radar either. I watch CNN,
yeah,
MSNBC, all those other channels. I'm done, dude.
That's Colin's
I know.
corner. That's
You
Colin's.
always look at me to see when I'm done.
Well, you gotta say something, so I don't have to look at you because you behind me.
Maybe you're cute. I want to let you look at me. Look at me, Twan.
Ain't no stepping. Nuh-uh, not up in here today.
Yeah, he has Steppin. He definitely has Steppin.
I just forgot my rant.
His mic has officially been turned off. Ain't no half Steppin. Marcus J. It's time for Big Rube. It's time for the smash. Go ahead, smash him, man.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get myself back together after that last.
It was disturbing, wasn't it?
Extremely.
Yeah.
Especially from the dude who, yeah.
Yeah.
Big Rubes to smash. You know, I'm about to get some heat. I wasn't going to do it. I came up with this other smash about how we can't sit here and use a dictionary correctly, but you know what? I can't do it. I've been fighting it, and I just can't do it. Today, I asked a question. Well, actually, it was last night. You know, for those of you who listen to the show regularly, we have the Dating Diva come in once a month. She sits, and I guess she asks us questions. Sometimes she feels like we attack her. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a different type of dude. I don't attack her. I just give her what I think. Today, my question was very simple, and I got a lot of responses from a couple of different women, and I'm sitting here all day kind of fighting. Not even fighting, just trying to understand, because maybe I just don't be understanding it. The question was, what's the more important question in a relationship? The question of, hey, you wanted to go out on a date, or would you like to marry me? Basically, that was the most important. I want to know what was the most important question out of those two. You know, because I'll put it out there. My issue is I don't understand how there is this rules or this code of ethics or whatever that some women have where, you know what, asking a dude out is just not remotely cool. And I'm just kind of just like, I know. I don't get it. It's almost like if you ask a dude out, you got the plague or something, you know. So, all right, that's cool. No, it's cool. You're here. I don't have a problem with that. So, back and forth all day, hitting the Facebook page. Every time I have one person answer me, I'm answering back. Marcus J came in, helped me out a little bit. He decided he won't get up in there. So, I'm digging this huge hole. And when it comes down to it, you know, I was just told that women want a leader. And they want somebody to lead them and, you know, tell them which way to go and yada, yada, yada. My personal opinion is you lead children, you lead pets, you don't lead your significant other. That's my personal thing. Now, I think a relationship is more of a partnership. It's 50-50. Because you know what? That's how it was run in my household while I was growing up. Now, you can see, people sit and say, well, who made all the decisions or whatever? Man, I was like 5, 6, 10. Man, I don't care. So what? My dad made a decision or two. But my mom made plenty of decisions too. So, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to honestly figure out what's going on. Because this code of ethics or rules or something has been here, I guess, since obviously not around Cleopatra, because Cleopatra ran things and she told men what to do. So obviously it was after that. Well, I mean, no, I mean, it's not that, and it's just my thing is like, okay, I might be interested in you. I don't know if I want to ask you out. How about I be your friend first? Women don't want me to be your friend because you go in the friend zone, and once you get there, you're done anyway. So, you know, being a man of 39, I'm sitting here, I'm trying to figure out, okay, I got to find a woman who I want to be with, yet I got to go through 3 representatives, a couple hoops, a whole bunch of money, and then when I get to the 3rd or 4th date, I don't really want to be with you. So, it is what it is. Now, my biggest question simply is, what is so difficult of, hey, maybe I don't see you and you see me, you're interested, and you're waiting for me to come ask you out but maybe I just don't notice you. Is it so difficult for a woman just to be like, hey, how you doing? I'm such and such. You know, one of you like to, you know, get a drink or hang out or whatever. Now, I'm chivalrous. If a woman even came and asked me about that, I'd still buy that drink. That's what men do, whatever. And I understand what men do. They go and ask all the time. But I mean, my thing is, so what if I miss you? And you're interested. I could be interested, but I just miss you. So instead of you taking a chance and jumping out there like men do every time when they ask a woman out, you're just going to be like, well, he ain't asked me. Peace. I don't care about him. And you could have possibly missed on a dude that you've been searching for. Oh, well, you need to get on this Dear Diaries thing, because every woman I talked to today pretty much said, if the man don't ask me, I ain't feeling it. And I'm just kind of like, I mean, I understand it was like 20 years ago, but now it's different. Not saying that I want every woman in the world come ask me out. I'm just saying, yo, if I don't see you, or if you want some, why can't you go get it? You sit there. I mean, you wanted your jobs. You want your personal security. You want to do your stuff. You want to be independent. You go out and go for that. But then when it comes about a man and a relationship, you don't want to, oh, he needs to do it. Makes no sense to me. Maybe I'm just that dude who just doesn't understand, and I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. And if that happens, it is what it is. But my thing is, the world is different now. These archaic rules, to be perfectly honest with you, is if that's what you want to follow, that's great. But sometimes, if you're 45 and you're still looking for a man, and you've been following these rules for 30 years, maybe you need to change up your rule bag. It's Big Rube. I'm out. See you next week.
Ain't no Steppin, Marcus J. It's your man, Big Rube. Want to go ahead and take the opportunity to wrap up the show. Want to thank everybody that joined us. Thank you, of course, to Carlton Banks, always screening the phones for us. Thank you to Big Rube for always being my right-hand man. Thank you to Jay Grizzy, who had to step out. Special thanks goes to comedian Sylvia Mitchell for joining us the first time on Ain't No Steppin, Marcus J. I want to thank Nate Jones for joining us, giving us some insight to the National Football League and the Super Bowl coming up in 2 weeks. I want to thank Desiree Monique for listening to us on MixLR, Hakeem for listening to us on globalscaleradio.net, everybody that sent me text messages. I'm sorry I couldn't get everybody in. I see the lights on in Phoenix and Texas. I see y'all listening to us down in College Park and ATL. And, of course, all the family and the love we getting up north, up in Jersey and New York. I want to give a special thanks to the people in Jersey City that's got me online. You know, Steppin with Marcus J. And, of course, my main man, Larry, for calling us up as he does from time to time. Thank you, brother. It's my time kind of go in the show. Want to go ahead and do my rant. And I'm going to take a little bit of a different turn than what I normally do in my rants. This week I saw Django. So, you know, I had a lot of people who have been giving their own commentary on the movie. I hadn't had an opportunity to do it. So I'm, of course, on most subjects, I'm going to be heard. So I'm going to be heard on this one now. But I brought that up to say that the commentary, of course, was all over the place. You had Django lovers. You had Django haters. Essentially, I was struck, basically, by what I like to call the Django drama. And I thought to myself, all this for a movie? Really? Seriously? Now, my first impression was that the N-word really wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, the movie was set 1858. I mean, what the hell you expect? It's 1858. That's what white people called us. It's 1858. That's what we called each other. You can't have a movie set in 1858 with a slavery backdrop and not use the N-word. That would be fake and phony and disingenuous and overly politically correct. And anybody who has seen Pulp Fiction or Jackie Brown or Inglourious Basterds knows that Quentin Tarantino isn't politically correct. So let's examine the N-word. Folks who listen to our show and read my blogs know that in the present day, I'm no fan of that word. I don't use it, and I prefer it not be used around me. However, I ain't no hypocrite, and I ain't no prude. The reality is that as long as some of our young and even some of our older brothers and sisters continue their misguided doctrine of, quote, taking the word back, end quote, the word is here to stay. So as I watched the movie, I was no more struck by the use of the N-word than I would be if I was listening to a present-day hip-hop song, watching Roots, or even watching reruns of my favorite 70s sitcoms. The word was a sign of the time, and in context, it had no more impact on me than that. It did strike me as odd, but typical, of Spike Lee to come out against Quentin Tarantino because of the use of the N-word. Now, most of us know that he don't like Quentin and has attacked him in the past because of his use of the word in previous movies, but to me there lies the hypocrisy, because unless Spike has never uttered the word or never had the word used in any of his movies, then he's a big old hypocrite. I can't believe that Gator and Jungle Fever never used it. Now, it's been years since I've seen that movie, but come on, y'all. It's Samuel L. Jackson. What movie has he not said it in? She's Gotta Have It, Do the Right Thing, Mo Better Blues, Malcolm X. Never uttered the N-word? Really? Come on, Spike. You never uttered the N-word? But Quinn's white, so it's not cool, huh? Right? Whatever, y'all. To get all riled up by the number of times the word is said to me is kind of a punk move. Not just Spike, because I've heard a lot of people say that. One time or 101 times. Really, what's the difference? And that's the trap we find ourselves in, because in my opinion, it's not okay for white people to ever say the N-word, and it's not okay for black people to ever say the N-word. But we give ourselves a pass because we're the ones originally offended. We open ourselves up for hypocrisy when we think like that. And then there are the folks who are looking for some sort of history lesson about slavery and Django Unchained and are upset about how things were portrayed. Really? Chill out, y'all, for real. It's not that serious, folks. It's a movie. Spike said that the movie was disrespectful to his and our ancestors. Okay, let's dissect that for a moment, you know, for those of us who've actually seen the movie, since Spike didn't, and he said he won't. Django was a man who loved his wife. He was a man who went through hell to save his wife. He was a man who was not afraid of white people, and he spoke to them as if they was any old person. He spoke to whites with venom when necessary and with respect when earned. He was a bounty hunter, and he sought retribution and justice against the men who tormented him and his wife when they were captive. If anybody should be pissed, it would be white people, because the depiction of the early version of the KKK made them look like bumbling idiots. The slave master played by Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't so sharp and had to be guided to the most important plot twist by his house slave, played by Samuel L. Jackson. So I'm not understanding this outrage. Maybe it's coming from the actual race baiters who thrive on drama. And you know, I ain't afraid to talk about race, but I want to talk about real stuff. Not a movie that doesn't try to be anything than what it is. A movie. A movie that clearly doesn't take itself that serious, and neither should we. Django was a movie that was made for entertainment, not education. And lastly, most importantly, this is for the ladies. Broomhilda must have really put something on them, y'all, for Django to go through all that for her. For real? Some of y'all would have still been in that damn hot box, and if it's 2013, that's just real talk. I'm just saying. That's the Murr. Marcus's unrelated rant, and ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about here tonight. It's the end of the show. Thanking everybody once again for being part of Ain't No Half Step with Marcus J from week to week. It's because of y'all we the highest rated show on global scale, radio.net. I want to say peace to all the stars and all the squares. In the words of Bob Marley, in abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Ain't No Half Step with Marcus J. Be back next week. Peace.